All right, welcome. This is Tales from the Flipside. This is episode 249. I always get these confused, but it's okay. We are starting early, 9 p.m. What are we doing? We are getting old and cranky, so we are old, cranky guys.
And the West Coast is less powerful than the East Coast these days.
Yes, we've gained a member on the East Coast. So
Chris's move has shifted the balance of power.
Yes. We are starting at 9 p.m. I think now. So hopefully we are continuing this thing at 9 p.m.
9-ish.
9-ish, yeah. We're always late, but yeah, we're old and some of us have to work, and we're going to start doing it now. So that's what we're doing. So without any further ado, let's get this thing going. Here we go. So so 9-ish. Maybe we can start at 9:05.
Well, instead of the 9:30, meaning 9:45-ish.
Yeah, 10 o'clock-ish. Yeah,
Not 9:05 like they used to do on TBS.
That's right.
9:05. Yeah.
At 9:05.
9:05, 8:05 Central Standard Time.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
Here we go. Let's I'm not even halfway ready, and I apologize for everything.
We needed that extra half hour. We just didn't use it.
Yeah, I know. I never do.
Join us a half hour early, where we're a half hour less prepared.
That's right. So some of the news, some of this isn't crazy news. The first one is I just shared an article. I don't know why this isn't showing up. Hold on, I got the wrong. See, I messed up because I have the wrong slides. God dang it. Okay, so I swear I put the right ones in here. Here we go. So I read this article back in the day. I kind of shared it with people. Sarah Finn, it's on marieclaire.com. I don't know what that is.
That's a serious comic news.
We're in serious comic news. So this girl, she is very influential. She actually casted all of, and I'll put the link in the chat for everybody, all of the Marvel movies. So Robert Downey Jr. to like today. Can you believe that? One person. So we always talk about how these characters get knocked out of the park, all this stuff. That is the person. So I messaged her on Instagram, and hopefully maybe we can get her on one day. So I put the old link in. So let's go.
So she was it from the beginning.
Yeah. It's interesting. They call her Sarah Finn, the greatest person ever in Marvel. So
I mean. She has some magic if she's done all of it. I mean,
yeah. So.
You pretty well hit with all the Chris's and Robert. I mean, very few. Probably the only casting that people really don't love is Larson. But
yeah, I mean,
the rest you can't argue much about.
Yeah. Well, it was very controversial, right? Downey Jr. in the beginning of the whole thing, like that's who you're going to hitch your wagon to when you start this thing. Like,
well, there was no money on the table at the time.
Correct.
Back then, were we dealing with Toby?
Mm-hmm. And then there's in the article they talk about Tom Holland, how she casted like out of 4,000 people, Tom Holland got the job. So it was interesting.
I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, he's another one that's.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit what they needed him to be, but it's still. It's such a different Peter Parker.
Correct.
He's not a Peter Parker, honestly. He's something else.
Interesting.
Is he white? Is he white Miles?
Oh,
no,
wow.
But like, I mean, to me, I think Andrew Garfield was like the best kind of fit. He had the vibe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Holland's not bad. He's just not. He's not even the ultimate Spider-Man. He's just a different Spider-Man.
Okay. Interesting. And I didn't lead with this because I didn't want to get too sad right off the beginning, but obviously news of the green/white/ I think he was red too at some point. Jason David Frank unfortunately passed away, so I just wanted to bring it up. Obviously, when he was the White Power Ranger, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, back in the day, I was like a 7-year-old kid, and I thought it was an 8-year-old kid, and thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread. The other thing I saw, I got to thank Reddit for this. They posted I didn't watch this one. It was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. I don't know which one it was. Don't quote me. They were jumping out of a helicopter, and he had a white like board, like a skateboard, and he flew out of the thing. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. No one else had a like surfboard, but that kid was surfing through space or through the air on a parachute drop. It's crazy.
I mean, he's been a pretty regular at the con circuit for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
the Power Rangers make some hits, but he seems to be kind of one of the alphas of the scene.
Yeah, and like I heard he was just truly nice with all the fans. I never got a chance to meet him, but that's what I hear. So,
and of course, as always, people take advantage and show books this week and do all the creepy dead people shit.
That's right. Yeah, I guess SIGs and comic SIGs were going fast off the market. Let's just put it that way. So, I'll leave this one for last. I saw this on the old Twitterverse. Scarlet Witch solo project rumored to be a movie. He's reportedly still happening and in development. Also, no plans for Wanda to take a break from the MCU either. So
she good or bad, or we don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, I don't. What's Mr. Carter? Any storylines we're thinking they're of interest going forward?
She's going to be on the search for Vision, and she's going to be on the search for her real parents, aka Magneto. You heard it here. I have nothing to base that on, but
I like it.
Just me spitballing.
Which Quicksilver is going to end up as the real one? A new one? A mutant one?
I don't know. All I know is
like they gotta bring it back, right? I just feel like they have to bring him back.
He's dead, and the other one was a schlub.
Well, it'll be a little awkward because the last one we were talking about, Magneto casting was the Breaking Bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Not Ernesto. Giancarlo. Giancarlo Esposito.
That would be a weird fit.
Yeah, I mean, Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think with this whole multiverse thing, I think they can do whatever now. I mean, just call it a different universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, they might need her against Kang at this point because his power chart is kind of exceeding what mostly is left.
Correct.
There's not a lot of the big hitters still floating in the universe. Yep. Ant-Man is not going to do it.
He's going to do it, damn it.
No, he's not. He's comic relief.
I got this coming up. I got a little Thunderbolts action. So obviously,
this one was. I mean, people have been talking about the Sentry, and in my head, I'm like, nah, really? Yeah. We're gonna do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
whole idea is he's a ripoff of Superman, so we're gonna use him. I don't know.
Yeah,
and let the leg in.
Yeah, and I didn't read the thing that well because I thought DC was just looking for an evil Superman. That's why my text said Bizarro, and I was like a complete idiot.
Yeah, I laughed at you.
I know you did. But yeah, I guess they're gonna do it. I guess so.
Of course, when they said an evil Superman in the casting call, I'm like, have you guys watched The Boys?
Yeah, right.
Maybe just pull him over, give him a good suit.
Yeah, it's like. This will be.
Any thoughts on this? I mean, to me, Sentry feels like an interesting way to go.
Well, I honestly I didn't see it till just now. So are they?
They put out a casting call for somebody described as an evil Superman.
Okay.
So the spec sites have pretty much run with Sentry. And I don't know which one this one was. Described as evil Superman. So it's either Sentry or potentially Hyperion.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Sentry seems a little more likely because Hyperion is only a villain in cartoons. I don't know if he was truly a villain.
No one cares about Hyperion.
Yeah.
No.
Does anybody care about the Sentry either?
Well, that's way
unless
more
they
interesting.
outside of spec, nobody cares about either of them.
Correct.
Well, his Sentry's first appearance goes for more, so
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a history in Marvel you guys can think of when they have created a character for film? I'm not up on the cartoons or anything. They created a character for film that wasn't ever printed before.
I don't think so.
You know, I mean, obviously you got like Walking Dead, Daryl, stuff like that. You know, probably some small characters in X-Men or something. Maybe, I don't know. So,
well, I just think it'd be weird because they've already got 2 Superman kind of clones.
well,
So Hyperion is actually way closer to Superman. I mean, he's truly just a ripoff.
yeah,
Sentry's got a little more backstory to him,
yeah.
which in a Thunderbolts movie might be hard to pull off with
Maybe.
so much story.
Maybe they'll pick The Rock.
Well, the casting
Fuck it, might as well.
note, the casting note said Ryan Gosling. I'm like, Ryan Gosling's like 5'2". It feels like.
Yeah. Hey, he can get ripped though. Okay.
He can get ripped, but not big. I don't know, but like,
Dude, Hemsworth's
I almost
playing
think
Hulk.
it could be Hyperion just to make the story easy.
Yeah, Hemsworth's playing Hulk though. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that one.
You
I'm
know,
looking forward to that.
I don't think he's I mean, he's swole as hell. I don't think he's short, but I don't think he's 6'8" Hogan style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be harder to make a movie where a wrestler looks taller than it does. You know, depending how much in-ring stuff they're going to use than it does.
I mean,
They
Zac
can also
Efron,
just hire other actors that are 6 whatever to make it.
Yeah,
work.
yeah, sure.
and Zac Efron's playing Kevin Von Erich, and he's fucking swole right now. There's no other two.
Really?
Yeah,
He's playing Von Erich.
Yeah, it's here. I'll show
Or
you.
one of the
the
Von Erichs, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. And he was Von Erichs. I'm pretty sure they were tall, but not like Hogan tall. You know.
Yeah. I don't know where my screen went. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, it's over here. So yeah, he's look how swole he is, dude. I mean,
You gotta take the Sentry down.
I got you. Look how swole that dude is. He's
Oh, yeah,
Lord.
he's big boy.
What?
fucking Rip City, bro.
Well,
So-
Yeah, that's jeez.
That
And
shit
Von
look like
Erichs.
he looked like he wearing a suit.
No
Yeah.
kidding, right?
And I remember, and I mean, dude, they just have better steroids than us.
I know,
It's not
I know.
like-
I know.
And the Von Erichs, dude, I mean, that was a roid family, man. They were ripped
I
like
know.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got 6-packs, you look like that in the fucking 80s.
These guys weren't messed.
I do like that he's got an 80s physique, not like a new physique, man. That's
Correct.
Yeah.
That's a. I'm built, but I ain't fucking like showing you my little side muscle oblique bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm
Next-
gonna eat.
They drank too much in the WWF and
Yeah, no kidding.
WCW 80s.
I swear,
to
yeah,
be able to get
that's
those
like-
obliques.
That's like the body type of my childhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
I see that. I'm like, oh shit, I feel like I'm 8. I feel like I'm 8.
guys with like 28-inch arms and a beer belly. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we all aspire to be.
I try to be it.
Like
I try to be it
lean
every day. It's my inspiration.
Wolverine
Right now.
bullshit. We want to be fucking Hulk Hogan.
So this is for Z. I put this especially for Z. The Titans are replacing the Justice League as DC's top superhero team.
For like a week.
Well, you know, it's something. It's something.
Yeah, I know. It
That's
could
just
be
Marvel.
entertaining.
That just Marvel playbook, or is this just for animation or something, or what the fuck?
I think it's
I
for-
think like the Justice League after whatever event is going on now,
Right.
or in
Yeah.
just of May, and
Yeah.
they're handing the reins over to Nightwing.
Legend has it that Teen Titans back in the early 80s was the highest selling DC title.
I believe it.
I mean,
Like that, yeah, that's why, yeah, because that's why they crossed over with the X-Men as opposed to like the
Justice
Justice League crossing over.
It's so weird because I mean, again, there's going to be another freaking whole generation I talk about is Teen Titans the animated series, Teen
Correct.
Titans Go. like there's entire generations where that's like their childhood, and the Justice League's like who?
And when
it's
they
going to be that movie that sucked.
Well, in Teen Titans, when they actually do a real like live action movie, which is like really good and stuff, in 20 years, every kid who's our age, or our kids' age right now, are going to line up to see it. It's going to
be their nostalgia because I mean,
it's like our
Justice
Turtles
League has been. They're not even on TV, right? There's no DC cartoons on the Justice League,
unless it's on
some animated.
Unless it's on HBO Max,
adult
right?
movies that they can't watch anyways. Yeah. Like the animated shows are this, Teen Titans Goes, I think is off finally, but Superhero Girls, that kind of stuff's what's on.
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn.
But isn't this kind of what? It's not exactly the same playbook, because the Marvel characters are truly new compared to the Titans, but it's kind of the same playbook as them switching over to Miss Marvel and the Marvels, and then Shuri and Riri, and you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. So probably just a little similar playbook because they just didn't quite get their Justice League. They didn't get their shit together quite enough. Like I think that they chose the right actors and actresses, and they lost a little bit of their focus. But because I got to see those characters on screen, I was content with it.
I don't think
it's not Marvel, but it was okay.
I don't think this will make a screen thing. I think they're trying to push it and trying to do something different. Because I mean, they're a popular group of characters.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It's going to be hard to believe it. They're not Superman, Batman, and all that. They're just not.
The big news of the night pertaining to the thumbnail. Our boy Bob Iger's back as CEO, and Bob Chapek is out, according to one comment. Mr. Captain Crunch. He's the fall guy. He's the fall guy.
Hey, when things go a little sideways, you bring back the fucking the man.
I'm sure that dude's got. I'm sure when he came back, I bet you the Brinks truck is just backed up even farther. So
you think Bob Iger's going around backstage like fucking Ric Flair to be the man? You gotta beat the man.
Oh, you should. You should.
And I gotta tell you guys a secret. That's really Matt DeVoe. He just took his glasses off, dude. Full fucking Superman change.
He did a reverse Clark Kent on people. He's like, if I take my glasses off.
I mean, unfortunately, this is a story I feel like we need Chris for to kind of give us all the backstory. I mean,
yeah, that's his forte.
Money, but I don't think it's so much. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's on the theme parks are a shit show, and animation. I mean, they're not. I guess they're not selling movie tickets. They're all going through streaming, but streaming costs money. I don't know. It's probably too complex for me.
Yeah. Well, I think for better or worse, right? I think COVID really hampered him as a CEO too. I mean, nobody. I don't care. I don't care what CEO you are. You're really not prepared for any of that. But
movies pushed back, and movies, shooting movies with fake cast like Shang-Chi. Half their cast was mannequins in some scenes.
It's interesting. It's it's a direction change. It's like if Disney, if Disney thought, obviously there's something wrong, obviously, and they want to fix it. I mean, the thing too is like do you feel like it's going backwards? Sometimes going backwards is going forwards, but this time is it really going backwards? Gonna be the man to.
This is probably truly just a shareholders like thing. Like, give him a warm hug. We'll be okay.
Yeah,
Iger's back.
Yeah,
everyone's
happy. Yeah. So now he has. Go ahead.
Side note, because we're talking streaming, and I saw the weirdest freaking movie last night, the kids movie. So those of you with preteen and youngish kids, not super young like you guys, it was called the Soccer Football Movie.
Oh,
and it had a couple of soccer stars as animated characters. but the villain was an animated Weird Al Yankovic.
Nice.
I crap you not.
I watched an animated movie myself. It's called The Bad Guys on Netflix. Did you watch that?
I saw that. Well, no, I saw part of it.
It wasn't terrible. I thought it wasn't bad. I mean, it's like Ocean's 11, I guess, but for kids.
I think my kid liked the football movie, but I spent so much time with the cocktail in hand laughing at Weird Al being truly the evil, like, mad scientist villain. So,
did anybody watch that Weird Al movie?
No, I don't have that freaking channel.
No. I think it's on Prime, isn't it?
No, it's like
it's on Roku now, free on Roku. Yeah.
Oh, the fuck.
Yeah. So if you
Roku,
all my TVs.
I got it on my bootleg shit. I don't know what I'm complaining about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I might need a link then.
Yeah, it's okay. So that's all I got for news. So we're gonna leave you with the old market report. It's at the top now because I had a load of news.
Well, yeah. All right. The market report. The report of the market.
I'm gonna put that in as an extra title on the channel. Report of the market. I'm gonna put on it.
We're gonna be sophisticated. So I saw some interesting books this week. Honestly, like some weeks I just thumbed through and I'm like, same old shit, same old shit, same old shit. And a couple things stood out. I mean, this one's one that you don't see too often. A pretty nice grade. I did look at the census again. I don't always dig deep on some of these things, but I was surprised that there are now 295 of these guys on the census.
Wow,
29 eights.
Wow.
20 of them.
No, why does it say thoughts and images? What's that mean? Is that like the people who is that like?
Yeah, that's the name of the publisher.
Is it okay? That's right.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of weird to just throw that in there.
I guess scarcity, demand, things like that. I understand it all, but for this to just keep going astronomical, kind of like an 8.5 or 54. That's probably a record, right? I don't know if you looked it up, but
It is not actually.
It's for an 8.5. It's not.
No, the high was in August. It was 6,300. Now it's not far off.
That's the same fluctuation. That just depends on the auction.
Yeah.
But like, is it? I know people really like Stan Sakai. I mean,
if you had
what's
extra
going
five
on with this, dude? Like,
But
why is this?
I mean, the high ones don't sell. There's 29 eights, and they don't change hands. At least, they don't change hands on the GPA recorded market. They probably are a lot of private sales. I've seen some people talk about it, some trades. Somebody traded for the original art a while ago. There were some 9.6s. One in November, actually one this month, went for 21.5. The high was actually 24K back in 2021. So I mean, it's a tad off, but it's not down like a whole quantity one. Some of the more common stuff. But you're right. I think it's tied to the Ninja Turtle fan base. Still has it. It's they're just tied together somewhere.
Yeah.
I appreciate that this isn't a remarked copy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, everyone goes and gets it because doesn't Stan do it for free too? I think it's
not anymore. He did. He was always easy to find. I'm sure him being such a nice dude and working the cons for all these 40 years probably helps that fan base for sure. Kind of like Terry Moore.
I mean, I think it's just a really rare book. It's a gorgeous cover. I mean, it's so simple and hard to find. But again, I think it's like kind of the census has been kind of growing in the background and nobody's really paying attention because they're not selling. Like the people that have them aren't selling them.
Yeah.
He doesn't come up a lot. I mean, looking at GPA, there's a couple grades that sold this year, not many. So I think it's scarcity and fan base. Like, it's kind of like more intense than the Crow because the Crow sells pretty regularly. Even Primer sells pretty regularly. Turtles sells regularly. This one, I feel like it's a little more rabid, kind of small fan base. And everybody wants one because they don't have one.
But yeah, makes sense.
So what are you on? This or a lower grade? Like maybe, let's say a couple notches lower grade Ninja Turtles 1 first print.
I mean, to me, it's not. It's not really a decision. because I've always wanted a TMNT one, and
same thing.
Yeah, and that's never
You're probably considerably lower grade on the TNT one at this point. I mean, I might
probably maybe
might be a
6.60 or something. 5.0.
I was thinking more like a 5.4.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, damn, a 9.8's a 100K book.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd go with that. And I don't think Ninja Turtles has probably peaked. I don't think this is peaked, but I don't. It's at 5 times the value or something like that. I don't think it'll ever sort of get close enough to fluctuate. So yeah, I'd rather have a low grade TMNT one. I'd like to have this book though. I really would.
Yeah, I it's iconic and it's gorgeous, and it's one of those books that's on everybody's kind of list of, hey, I'd take one if I could find one.
Yeah,
exactly.
This one keeps just sinking. So a 5.0 in April sold for $7,600, and a 5.0 in July of 2021 sold for $15K.
Woo!
A 4.5 sold for $5,100 in July, so you're down 40% right now.
Yep.
And it sold for $6,600 in 2021, so actually half from the high. So I mean, it is an impressively fast sink on this book. Now I know there's a economics in the background. There's everything else. It's also not a great cover, but that
I'm telling you, people,
a lot of early Marvel.
Whoever saw that, whoever went out and saw Black Panther and saw that movie is very happy buying that book right now at $3,200. Especially if they look back and saw it was $5,000. I'll tell you right now, some fan, whoever's like, oh, I really need that book, you just got a hell of a deal.
This is one of the few books I was selling books last year hot and heavy, some too early, some too late, and I traded Ozzy some books that he didn't want me to sell, and there were some Batman stuff that were out of circulation type books. I traded for this so I could sell something liquid. And he's like, "Are you sure you're selling too early, man?" No, I didn't. I did all right. I think it was. I can't remember if it was a 4 or 4.5 or 5.
Did I press it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
It was somewhere in that. It was between a 4 and a 5. And
something like that.
I sold it for over $5K and was real happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I feel like I haven't seen an AF-15 hit eBay in a while on a straight auction. I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like I've noticed one in a lot longer than it feels like I should. 0.5 AF-15 is a weird thing to look on GPA for, so I stuck with this appears to be complete. It's not marked as incomplete, so usually it just means a lot of chunks of the cover are missing. This one really not bad for that grade. I mean, I'd almost argue that's a 0.1. I've seen bigger chunks missing for a higher grade.
Correct.
You mean 1.0? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay. You said 0.1, and I was like, it
could
be a little low, but.
Does anybody remember back that one that got found in the freaking Nebo found and sold to Wade?
It was like
Didn't that damn thing grade like a 1.5?
Something like that. It was nice, but there was that chunk of the cover gone.
Yeah, it was way more than this.
It was like almost like the bottom right quadrant was fucking.
Yeah. So I just feel like this one maybe was a tad. They were a tad harsh on it. I don't know. Maybe the back is bad. I should have looked more. I just assumed the front was where I was at.
Yeah. And
it's listed as complete, so you got to assume most of it's there.
Look at that 1.0. It was a 1.0. I thought that's what your brother said.
That it sounds about right.
But I mean, if that's a 1.0, this feels like a 1.0.
It was like $800 Raz or something.
No, I know. I bought the last third of it, and Wade was like, "You don't have to, man."
It was 2,500 Raz because I
don't think it was that high.
Outright.
I don't think we could have filled it.
We did.
I put
in like 400, and Wade put in 8.
And I put in like another 4 or 3.
Yeah.
Like an asshole.
I don't know what I got, but I was.
I tried to buy it from him.
I was in on it, but not like you guys were.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna sit that up.
No. But like I said, I could see this being a 1, and compared to that book, this is nicer. high point for this for a 0.5 complete was 24/7 last year, just over a year ago. High for this year was actually no, December was 17.5. So really, this book has lost some value. I can't imagine there being a significantly nicer looking 0.5 complete. Can you?
No, not really. I
Unless
hate
like back. Well, no, if back
No.
covers missed, unless it's a big ass chunk out of the back cover.
What was Doc Joe's? Because the cover got detached,
a
right?
1 or something. They
It was
did
a-
no, I mean, he's like a 2.5 or something.
Yeah, his cover got detached or something ridiculous.
He's so picky, man.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean? He didn't have to sell that. And now he doesn't have one.
He throws people out of bed that we wouldn't throw out of bed.
That's right.
Oh.
Hey, let me take this down for a second.
No, hold on.
Here, I'll show you it. So this is the sale. Let's do a little digging, eh? See the original listing. Let's look at the back. That is the back.
That's fine.
At least it has a back cover.
Yeah,
It looks like maybe something got taped. I don't know,
yeah. There's a bunch of tape on it.
but it doesn't. I don't know.
It looks like it got removed.
It was like cut, yeah, it's like it got cut off and they just like kind of taped it back on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no staples, obviously.
There's uglier ones in a slab I've seen.
Because the cover's almost complete. The only thing to me, I'd rather have. I mean, can't really get any lower than this with a cover, but I'd rather have a shittier grade and a brighter cover on almost any book.
Yeah. It's not a bright cover, but we're arguing about a fucking $15,000 book that none of us are going to buy.
Yeah,
it's true.
So
okay, I just wanted to show you that so everybody can rest out and go home and rest.
This was the one that made me go, "What the fudge?"
Yep, me and you were talking about this.
Stop it!
How many you got of these, Carter?
You know what? You know what? It's a newsstand.
It is.
And a 9.8.
Yeah.
So this is the first A-bomb. I mean, I know we're specking real deep, apparently.
Bottom of the barrel spec.
If you got this in a 9.8 not newsstand, it's about $130.
Yep.
This is the only newsstand 9.8 sale on GPA. Doesn't mean it's the only one that's ever sold, but the only one recorded as a newsstand on GPA.
And there's one more on eBay right now, not 9.8. There's just one other listing raw right now on eBay.
Like a friend of ours out of California, you can guess.
Friend of ours has one out of California. Has every book known to man somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is they only started marking newsstands this year though. But this is definitely 2008 is going to be a rare 9.8 in this book. I'm not arguing that 2008 is not going to be a rare 9.8 in this book by any means for newsstand. I'm sure it is. It's probably not that more than if there's only two.
And
there'll be more eventually, but not that many more. And I'm in the newsstand community, the modern newsstand stuff. You know, I've been on the Megahorn for that for a long time. Didn't do as good a job practicing what I preach, buying enough of this, but there's some definite bidding wars for people that have the money. This is not much money to them to add this to their collection because I know them. So yeah, so people I've been in just private talks, some of the newsstand stuff. You know what I mean? That's why like the first miles and stuff is just going to be the book to have, even more than the variant. And just so everybody knows, is I wanted to catch that $3.99 price variant. The regular cover, which is not the newsstand, $2.99 is marked on the. They thought kids had more money at the grocery store than the comic store.
Yep,
grocery store wanted more margin.
Yeah,
that's true.
So.
This
seems like a steal. Yeah, this seems like a steal to me.
God, I want that book back.
Real cheap. I mean, Thanos definitely had a high watermark, but truthfully, this year there was a high sale in February for 6,100. I have no idea why it was an outlier. There have been about a dozen sales in this grade, and mostly high 3,000, low 4. but this was definitely on the low end to grab. So, is it an uncommon book? No, but I think it's one of those book people love. So, if you can get it at the lowest price in a while, grab it.
Do you crack it out and try to 9/8 leg?
Honestly, I'm not usually a CPR dude on a book this nice, because you might have to do it a few times, but you never know. There's probably too much chance. Obviously, I'd have to take you got to take a flashlight to the thing.
Yeah. You have to, and you got to feel real good about it too.
Yeah, real good.
Every time you take it out, there's a chance something goes wrong.
Correct.
Yeah, and for this to be first, also Drax and Star Fox doesn't get talked about. You know what I mean? And
there's room to keep going.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's just too bad that Drax, it doesn't look like Drax, and the Blood Brothers are on there. This isn't even much of an appearance of Thanos, but
it just is. Though.
But it is what it is. Market decided. I'm not that guy.
No. I'm not getting into the weeds on this. I just.
And then we go to this one. Okay.
Yeah. Here's your Hulk check-in of the week. 181 check-in.
Yeah.
Not record breaking by any means.
Hold up. What? So a 5.5 for a 37.
That was the lowest 5.5 I sold. I think there were 3 5.5s that sold this week.
It's $1,000 more for the 7.0 if you convert down to the
it's Canadian. Throws you off.
Well, and the thing too is like even like when I had that 2.5 leg, that prices are still kind of, I mean, theoretically around the same as it was back in the day. It's like 2,500, for a 2.5.
Yeah,
it's crazy. The low end market still hasn't climbed, even though hires.
Well, the highs are going high, but
yeah.
I think the mid is settling right now and the low. Because people that live in the low and the mid are not. Are suffering more from the world outside than the people spending $100K on a book.
Correct.
I don't give a damn about the market. I'm like, there ain't no way I'm getting rid of it because I've got a 5, and I wouldn't let that go for less than 5,000.
Well, it's funny. My brother got one from me at a low point, graded it, had it for a while, and he, I don't know, last year sometime. Traded it and a little bit of cash for a big ass collection. And he's like, well, I've been selling off of it. And I'm like, I could probably go back, buy the damn thing back cheaper from the guy.
Correct.
And still come out ahead. I'm like, you're probably right. He goes, or I can just keep selling it, probably buy a nicer one. I would maybe lean towards that.
Yeah. Especially $1,000 more. I mean,
5.5 is a decent grade, but at that point, if you can get yourself to a 6.5, take it.
Yeah, I listed my 6.5 for 20 grand. We'll see how it goes. So it's quadruple sign though, so that's a
unique one.
Yeah. So I mean that's why it's not quite as funny once you know.
I just thought you were Walker again.
Yeah, it's Stan, Lenween, Ramita, and Trimp. So,
but yours is yours only 4 quad on the census? You think?
I don't think it's the only one. I know it's not the only one, but there's not a lot.
Not a ton. This damn book surprised me too. I honestly, it's one of the almost forget what it is. I mean, Mockingbird, about a her since Shield, but I got digging into it just to kind of like, what's up? In the past 2 years, this thing has bumped up and down, and it's not like a quick up, a quick down. It's up and down. Between $300 and $1,000 over about a dozen sales. And I have no rhyme, reason, or explanation for it.
I think this was like, don't quote me, like, remember when Taylor Swift was going to be Dazzler era? They were talking about Mockingbird, I think, too, and all this crazy second hero stuff before this phase went off, and who could be next? And I think people were throwing out all these crazy ideas.
I guess it was just weird. I was in shock. I mean, I remember this book had its day, but that was like 5 years ago.
Correct.
When Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out.
Yep.
That was a lifetime ago when it comes to comic book speculation and collecting.
No, I mean, it's surprising that it still has some pretty solid sales. Just wanted to show rare ass book you don't see often. First EC horror book with the Moon Girl 5.
That damn thing looks like a reprint.
Yeah.
It's a file copy with the 3.0, so I'm not real sure what's going on. There's probably something on the back. Colors are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a very happy person there.
Love it.
This was the most weird book of the week. So I understand why it sold. I understand, Rob Zombie and all that good stuff. But when I got looking at GPA, man, this book is wild. So there's 25 copies above an 8.0, 75 graded total, most of them in the shit range. But in 2019, a 9.6, which is the highest, I think highest graded, definitely highest sale on GPA, sold for $450. So quite a bit less, but a while ago, that makes sense. But then in 2007, which is like 15 years ago now, a 9.2 sold for $900. And it's like that all over the GPA, where some of the stuff, like, you go down one grade, up one grade, and higher, lower. So it truly is just the right person happens to catch this book at auction and
I'm telling you,
they want it.
I'm telling you right now, there's eBay listings right now on 4s and 5s, and they want like the same price as this. It's crazy.
Hey, what's the Rob Zombie connection to this?
He's doing a Monsters. Is it a show or movie?
No,
right?
It's a fucking movie, and do not waste your time
It looks
to
like
watch.
shit.
If you ever like the Monsters at all, do not even turn it on to let him completely ruin that shit for you at all. I had I was like, all right, screw it. I had a couple drinks, and I was like,
wait, is the movie actually out?
Yeah, it came out a month ago.
Oh God,
It's like a month before Halloween. Or whatever, something like that. Yeah, it's Halloween shit.
Well, it looked like crap.
And I watched when I was a kid, the Monsters reruns were on TV.
Oh
hell yeah!
And I thought they were amazing, and I really liked them. Addams Family too, really liked both. And I started watching this, and I was, oh my gosh, look at if you want to just verify what I'm saying, just watch the YouTube trailer for it, and if you don't throw up by just looking at that. I have no idea.
I watched the trailer and was like, "Yeah, I'm not in it."
It's bad.
I'm super pumped for the Wednesday series to come out on Netflix.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's like this weekend or something, right? Nice shirt.
I can't say I've actually seen this book. I never looked for it, but sometimes you see these weird books on the wall. A lot of times Andy Griffith or some of these other Gold Key things. I can't say I've ever noticed this book out.
I think I've seen it maybe at like Charlotte Comic-Con would be a book where I saw this at, but nobody's looking for that. I mean,
no, it's just one of those weird ones that's under the radar. Who knows? Maybe you find it in a bin somewhere in the right slow ass store. Probably Carter's gonna go pull out.
If you find it in like I don't know for $10 in a fine condition or something like that, you'd be like.
Yeah, I'd be happy to find this book.
Apparently, there's a little more market for it than we all thought.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Well, there are like 12 of them sitting on eBay too. So I mean, I don't know.
This is a high grade one. Went at auction. I bet several of those, if they threw them at auction, would do better.
Yeah.
Also, is this so? If we don't know, it's that Gold Key. So is it like basically Golden Age size? It's not a mag, right?
No, it's a
comic. That's a regular case, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's gold.
Okay.
I don't know if it's golden or silver. It looks golden though, just based on how wide it is in that case.
Yeah, but what I was thinking of is the grading tier because it'll take you a year to grade a mag now.
You know what? Gold Key is all going to be. Oh shit! I get confused. I think usually it's silver size, but there's some weird ones in there.
Yeah.
It's usually the.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. It could go either way. There's some of the early ones are one way, some are another. But none of them are magazine size. This is one that's funny. I showed this in the group. This is one of the kind of cool Archie covers. Doesn't get a lot of love. But if you see it, you're like, damn, that's a nice book. It's got the moon going. It's got the Catwoman kind of vibe. It's got the blue and the yellow. Good coloring. It's one of those books that if you happen to see it in a bin, grab the damn thing because it'll easily sell for $100, $200. But I showed this and 4 colors like hey, that's a copy I sold somebody. I bought it for like $40 and sold it for $200, and now somebody slabbed it and it's gonna sell it for $6.
Okay.
It's always funny when you see your own book move.
It's funny because you can almost tell.
It's
like if you see
sometimes.
you see a listing, and you're like, I know that book.
Yeah.
Before
you know the seller, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I remember that guy buying it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah, it's a nice one. It's one I stumbled upon at some point in my past, and I can't say I see it very often. Like, it's one I put in the brain and look for in that Archie run. There's like 7 Archie books worth grabbing, and that's in it. This is I didn't do price stat on, but I always get impressed when you find these high grade, early ass DC books.
Yep.
Adam is a cold ass character, but this book continues to kind of slowly creep up.
For $3,000 for an 8.5, that's a no brainer. I think.
It's more for. Honestly, when you get to these Silver Age DC characters outside of Batman, Superman, it's almost just for the love of comics and not spec because, well, their spec is for shit.
Yeah, look at Freeze. If you bought an 8.5 at Freeze, you're not buying it for $3,000.
No, this is so. And I didn't look at the census, I should have, but it's a tough book from what I remember looking in the past.
I can look real quick.
It's you have some characters that haven't seen print and for so long you don't even remember, and then you have characters that in those first appearances are worth just gobs of money, and then you have characters that are it's a mainstream character.
So
regardless if it's cold or not, and this one really doesn't go for too much.
So 819, which seems like a lot, but there's only 60, 29, 31, 34 at 8.5 or higher. No 9.8s, 3 9.4s, 2 9.2s. So
no 9.6s either.
No 9.6s either.
Damn.
Yeah. So basically, you're like, and there's 13 9.0s and 16 8.5s. So
it's a rare book.
It kind of breaks off. Actually, it breaks off at like 8.0, where it's like 26, and then there's a shit ton.
I love this cover just because of the orange and the coloring. It looks different than a lot of them. But yeah, I don't know. It's a cool book. I know it has slowly kind of grown. Like there was a spec bubble for a minute with Legends of Tomorrow, but that was it.
Yep.
And that lasted, a week.
Can you imagine the days of specking off of CW shit?
Back we were so young and foolish. We were so young.
Marvel movies anymore.
That's right.
No, right? You can't count on anything anymore. Nothing.
Get her.
Yeah, this one threw me off. Spirit, the spanking cover. I just felt I should share.
Yeah.
One of the Spirit section. That's a nice copy at 6.5 though.
Yep. Now that is magazine size, right?
Yes. Well, I think it's newsprint, so it's probably a magazine.
Yeah. It fills that slab up.
I don't know.
Don't they? They don't have the new slabs for it.
You're right. It could be a very full size not magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey Sean, I sent you a link at Comic Link for some art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else is up?
What?
The original art for that Wolverine. Is it 310?
Oh, the Platt?
Yeah.
The Platt variant?
Yeah, I didn't send that to you because I didn't think it was realistic, but I'm like, damn.
You can show it to me, but it's yeah.
That's gonna go for some money, but I thought it was cool.
I think I've got the comic up for $2,500, so I don't think I'm going to be able to afford the original art.
I thought you might be able to afford the prelim for the one I sent you, though. Maybe on a good.
Yeah, that thing maybe.
One worth watching.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Vampy, man, this is one. I did okay on a copy. I bought a 9.0 a few years ago for $800 and sold it maybe last year before for $2,000, $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the bottom has just kept moving up on this damn thing. Frazetta's getting love. I think his daughter's pretty much touring nonstop. Doesn't hurt.
They're the nicest people too.
And this book is just. This is as far as the more modern stuff he did goes, this is his creme de la creme. So, bitchin' book, solid price, keeps going up. That's all I can say. Tough cover too with the brown. It's not black, but it's dark brown, magazine size. Shows shit like nobody's business. Watchmen. You know what? I had a bunch of these. I didn't really. This damn thing. I pulled this one, and then as I was looking through the day, I'm like, this thing sold for anywhere from $650 to $500 in the last week. So God knows why.
All I think of Watchmen is Scotty Reagan trying to collect his 1 through 11 or whatever. 1 through 12.
He was missing like 9 for a while or something.
Yeah, I think he got it.
Sure, he did. Yeah, I think I remember him getting it.
Yeah. I still think it's a great book. I just think it's past its day for a while. I still like watching the movie. That movie didn't quite hit right, but man, it wasn't as far off as people want to say.
Yeah.
It really wasn't bad for the time and all the other shit we were getting at the time. The damn thing was decent. This fucking thing. Welcome to the 10K club for a very good, because in my head it was usually Chamber of Chills, Black Cat was here, a couple others, but this one was always kind of like in that next tier. There's tier 1 and like tier.
This is a
1.5. This guy's moved up.
This is that Mr. Mysteries book with the anthill. It's in that tier, kind of.
Yeah, this is like not top 5, but top 7, 8, 9. Looking at prices. Oh, fuck. 2020, the same grade sold for $6,600. $6,800. So some decent appreciation where a lot of the market has been cold. This thing's went up another 30%, so 40%. So solid move. I didn't track all the others. There was all kinds of sales all over the place. It's one of those that keeps going up because the world loves these weird ass, crazy pre-code covers that just hit a nerve. There's 10 to 20 of them that just reverberate as different from everything else. And this is now moving to the top tier. I think that's it. I don't want to talk about the other one. So. Got some pickups tonight.
Yeah, that would be me. I only have 2. I can go first because I only have 2. It really doesn't matter. I don't know if I showed this off. I bought this. This was a throw-in from. I bought something. It was a fucking throw-in. I never opened it. It was
a blip.
Yeah, it's shitty though. I mean, the guy had it packed. It was like in this goddamn mailer, and it was fucking packed, and it was tough. It was.
You still get some bucks for it.
Yeah, whatever. And I bought something on our favorite platform, Whatnot.
Yeah.
People are happy. Look at that. Well, X-Force 1, but I'll give you a good story because our girl, Miss Junk Store Baby, look at that. So I told her to promote our channel, and she did. And I said in the comments, you should go see. She gave me some stickers. You should go see us, and she's the greatest. And she gave me some stickers. And I guess if you tip $10, you get a comic. Now I did get this great Liefeld comic, but whatever. I don't care. The girls are great, and obviously she's on the VHS. So I felt bad, and I said this show sucks, and you should watch Tales from the Flipside as a joke. And boy, did the haters come out! And,
all the captains, right?
Oh boy. Yeah. So I felt bad. I tipped her $10, and she sent me a comic, and we laughed about it, and we thought it was funny. So that was my story of the day. So
I actually have one today. I'll go ahead and share. I think I'm gonna have a pretty solid book coming in next week. So let's hope it ships. I haven't seen it ship yet, but hopefully it will. This is a foreign, of course. Mexican Halcyon Negro, which is Blackhawks. This is a Duran cover.
Wow.
Cover's okay. I mean, there's a lot going on in it. But actually the highlight, and I didn't take a picture, I should have, is somewhere in there is a Duran big booty with a spanking cover, much similar to the Spirit we showed earlier.
Nice.
I picked it up for pretty cheap. I had a copy I picked up cheap and sent to Roybal as a a pick me up, and Karma gave me another copy cheap. So happy to do
What,
it. Things sold for a couple $100 a pop someday. So I'll take
that
a
booty
nice
ain't big enough.
No, it is not.
Okay. Mr. Carter.
Yeah, I went to a convention a little while ago.
Oh shit! Is that Pulps?
Yeah, we got a
Nice.
pulp. So we got Weird Tales. What year is this? This is September 1935. And we got a naked chick running on the cover. I can always
Is she just dancing in the woods like
as the day is long.
seance?
This is straight out of like a horror movie. It's great.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
So
definitely pick that up.
And I'll tell you what, I went to a 50-cent sale. I really didn't find too much, but I did find something that I've been searching for probably 10 years or so.
Wow.
It's I don't think this book is really worth that much anymore now, but Noble Causes, Family Secrets, number 3, first cameo appearance of Invincible.
Is he in this book?
Yeah.
Or just the cover?
I'll tell you what. Let's see.
I
We'll
thought it was
open
the
it up.
variant that you want.
Yeah, it is the variant you want, but take what you can get, especially for 50 cents. So
he shows up in this book too, just not on the cover.
Okay, so here he is, right?
Oh wow,
right there.
Yeah. So
So
variant's an homage to that X-Men Future Past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take it for 50 cents.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that's all I have so far.
Okay.
I got a toy in soon. Didn't you say you got a toy last week?
Yeah, but we'll
save it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Leg.
So this is ordered in San Diego.
Oh wow.
Mondo
Damn.
Masters of the Universe
Nice,
1/6 scale Skeletor, and I just took the plastic off, and it's not real plastic; it's like the shipping bag plastic.
Yeah.
So this is from the series. Let's see if I can, without effing this up, actually get it open.
Dude, I hate doing that, especially when they have like a little pull tab and you got to push it up. It sucks.
So
It's
much
not. It's
stress.
not sealed. So there's that.
So
I
much
thought it
stress.
was. Oh
with
shit!
these.
Slide. Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Much better.
There you go.
Oh damn!
I haven't even seen it. Yeah.
Sick, dude.
So pretty cool. Mondo 6 scale.
Beauty.
This was expensive. I mean, it was like $220 or something shipped, but it's about 150, 200 over that on eBay right now. So
Yeah, that's
anyway,
nice.
so yeah, that's
I assume that's staying at your house.
most likely. Sometimes I might have to clear. You
Unless
put some
somebody
space
offers
down.
something you can't refuse.
See, yeah, something. Yeah, I definitely offer can't refuse or something like that. Oh shit! No, don't open that side. Okay,
Yep.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Cool. Look
I
at this guy.
found my muscles in the garage.
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. I think
That
every
is
kid
a
had a
pile.
Ziploc. Some of them were custom because they got my initials that my mom wrote on the feet, so we know which ones were mine and which were my friends.
That's funny.
But you have them all now.
Dude, yeah. No, there's a bag of that sold for like $500 or something.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn, nostalgia is still strong.
And actually, the bag looked just exactly like that one in the sale with like the different color ones and stuff too. And there's got to be some guts or something in there too. So
I'm surprised it's 10:00 and we're done, man. I don't know if we're like
We're old men, man.
Yeah,
We're not.
we're talking about doing this at 9 now. 9 o'clock.
We're not the young guys that started this podcast,
Yeah.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and shit.
yeah, I'm probably that's why I didn't read that until 6 o'clock. So I was
Not
still
too bad.
early when I got on at 6:20.
Well, we said it was a
We bumped time.
freaking,
Just text me.
Chris.
checked my text.
Chris switched coast on you, man.
Yeah, so we have the balance in the East Coast again.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So,
Let me know. I don't care. That's
okay,
fine.
cool.
I
So
planned my dinner around it. So
yeah, you're good. Dude. I check out Nerdbird the report.
Nerdbird the
Boys, those are guys. Comic Shop Talk. They did he did a retailer summit, was really good.
Yeah, he's in
Also,
the chat.
we're trying to get Mr. Tapehead down there to do a show eventually.
Man, it is really tough to wrangle everybody. Everybody's so busy.
It's tough in the streets out here, man. And then Monday Flipside. So that's it. We'll just catch everybody later, I guess. I don't know. I'm just thinking about anything else I need to talk about. I think that's it. So I'm going to cut the outro and then we're out. All right. See you guys.